Thank you. Joseph Kim from Inovio. I have a question directed towards Hal. Switching gears a little bit at a little more personal level, my wife and I spend a lot of time, we have 3 young kids, 9, 7, and 6. How do we foster creativity or innovation in our kids? What can we do? Is it just in our DNA, or is it something that we can do to help the entrepreneurial spirit come out?
I didn't do the research, but the data would say about 1/3 of our creative capacity is DNA. The other 2/3 is the world we grow up in and work in. And so there are things I can do. Young kids, when they're 4 years old, ask 1,000 questions. And the reason they ask questions over and over again is because they don't believe we're listening. When they finally conclude that we've understood their question, they'll stop asking it. And so one of the first things I would suggest is listen carefully to those questions. Foster them. When kids come home, instead of asking them, what did you learn today, ask them, what questions did you ask today? Or what questions do you still have to ask today? It could be, think of observing, networking, and experimenting. Richard Branson's mother brought people into their home from all different walks of life when he was growing up. Have dinners, have lunches, do things with people who don't look, think, or act like you. It exposes them. Give them experience. One of the biggest gifts we can give to our children is the opportunity to live in a different country. That will give them an opportunity to see things differently and create like nobody else can. So if we think about, experimenting, talking to different people, paying attention to their observations, doing that sort of a thing makes a difference. Steve Jobs had adults in his life who did that. A father who gave him a workbench and said, take things apart. An HP engineer neighbor who taught him how to take TVs apart and radios and put them back together. A teacher who paid him money to go to school because it was, he was bored with it. Every innovator we interviewed, almost without exception, had adults in their lives who paid attention to these skills when they were growing up, and it made all the difference. So it's a great question, and it's the future, not only for, any country, it's the future. China, anywhere.
This finally explains why my 4-year-old daughter keeps asking me why I don't have any hair.